Today, I'm going to teach you how to write major and minor scales so that you can create your own. Let's start off with major scales. All major scales follow a formula. So it'll be whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. From C to D is a whole tone, and from F to F sharp is half. So a C major scale would look like this. But we are not using this method today. But just keep in mind that this is important. So let's start easy with a C major 7th scale. First, you write out your chord tones. Always remember that a major 7th is 1, 3, 5, 7. And since C major has no sharps and no flats, your missing notes will follow your key signature. And this will be your C major 7th scale. Now let's try a harder one. Let's do an F major scale. F major has 1 flat. And majors are all the same, 1, 3, 5, 7. Now fill in your gaps according to your key signature. Let's move on to your minor scales, specifically Aeolian scales. Let's do an easy one, A minor 7. So for 1, you need to know how many sharps and flats your A major has. And for minor 7s, it's 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. So as always, write down your chord tones. Then write your sharps and flats. Then delete your sharps and flats according to your flat 3 and flat 7. Of course, the easier way would be finding the key signature for your relative major scale, which for A minor would be C. Then fill in the gaps with your relative major key signature. Now let's do a harder one, B minor 7. First, write out your chord tones. B major has 5 sharps. So now you have to put your sharps into your chord tones. Now again, remember, minor 7s is 1 flat 3, 5 flat 7. So now you gotta delete the sharps in your chord tones based on the flat 3 and flat 7. To fill in the gaps, you need to find your relative major, which in this case is D major, which only has 2 sharps, which means your C has to be sharped, and your F is already sharped based on your chord tones. And this is your B minor 7 scale. For minor scales, it is easier to just find its relative major and write the whole scale. But using this method, you can do a lot more with different chord functions that I'll be teaching you next week. Stay tuned!